Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So today we are going to discuss the latest news. The objective is to talk about what's going on in marketing and why, and the latest trends in marketing and why CEOs, founders of businesses should be concerned, especially when it comes to the millennial generation, the Gen Z generation, and what's happening in marketing and how it can affect your business long term. Because if you're not thinking about the future, then your business is already dead. You know what I mean? It's not going to go past that point if you're not already thinking about it today. So with that, I'm going to open up the space, the room to Rachel. Rachel is going to feel free, to introduce yourself, tell us viewers who you are, and then also we'll touch on our topics and the subjects that we're going to talk about today. One being what's happening with key brands like the Ninja Creamy and also Crumbl cookie, and then also how to immerse entertainment into your business's social media marketing and the importance of doing that. So take it away, Rachel.
Everybody, so my name is Rachel Espaillat. I'm a former local news reporter. I've worked in TV stations in Texas, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And I am now also a camera confidence coach or a media coach, and I help people improve their content.
Perfect. Yes. And what are we so take it away with questions for regarding how to immerse entertainment into your content, and even questions, or you can start off with what you wanted to share on it too. So take it
okay.
away.
Yeah, because I was like, I wasn't sure about questions.
But yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I think a lot of times people think that they just have to focus on selling their products. But if people are on social media, they want to be entertained and they want to break away from the sales and all of the things that are going on in their life. So if you find a way to immerse some entertainment and things that are going on in local national news right now, you will be able to connect with your audience more and create that engagement. Like one of the things that I think about, and this was like back in 2013, Super Bowl in New Orleans, when Beyonce was performing and the power went out. And Oreo cookies like made a commercial like that night or the next day, or maybe it was like something on Twitter about the power going out. And those are the things that are like, they're immediate, they're happening, and they just make sense.
Yes, and it's relevant. That's exactly. And so some things to look out to as a CEO, founder, obviously, especially if you're more into your CEO role and you have a CMO, for example, but something that they should be considering. And if your business isn't, then take note of it and just be sure that you guys are eventually incorporating it in your next quarter, which is one thing to look out for is the Olympics coming up. So with the Olympics coming up, there's going to, not only do you just want to have because it's not working anymore, right? Just saying the Olympics are beginning and then having a cute graphic that just mentions it, it really actually has to touch on the subject matter. So I recommend your social media manager, your social media strategist, your digital marketing manager should have an eye on what's going on in day to day in the Olympics, so that they can find, and trust me, they can find some way to connect whatever news is going to come about from the Olympics to your business the next day. Because planning out content, it's cool, it's fine. I think that's a good cadence to have, but those viral pieces come from relevance. And the pieces that really connect come from relevance. And I think that the content in between that planned content is more so getting them to know, trust, just to have that cadence, because awareness is important. So you do want that regularity, but you don't want to miss out on such a great opportunity in immersing yourself in relevant conversations, because they're all there and they can all be connected to your business in some form or fashion. I cannot wait to hear I'll have to look it up and see what that Oreo commercial was, but I know that so many businesses do it. And with that, a lot of them take to social media and just commenting into a post of this. I remember McDonald's did a tweet, and it was about Wendy's, and then Wendy's had commented back. It was a couple summers ago, but it was hilarious. And at the end of the day, everyone got exposure, and it was all in like light fun. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I would say also too, Wendy's is genius because they get into all the conversations. I want to say that Wendy's even commented on Risa Tisa.
Oh yes, really. Oh, you know what? And with Risa Tisa, that was a really good, relevant one too. But like, that's what I mean. Like in the culture, like just in the know. I love that. Yeah, Wendy's is really good.
They are. They pop up. You see them in the comment sections, and I think we love them for that because you don't always see the brands connect like that.
Yes, right, exactly. And so it's a perfect crossover, and it's organic too, and it's not one mention of a hamburger or a French fry. Okay, for
Right.
those who are, for the CEO, like it does not have to mention your product, but it can be aligned in very strategic and creative ways. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
but that placement though, you're making that awareness of you no matter what.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
placing yourself in the rooms.
Yes, exactly. And so some of the latest news that we have is news with Crumbl Cookie and also news with Ninja Creamy. So to start with Ninja Creamy is this product that took off, and there's the Ninja Creamy segment. Like this is going to be a lot shorter because I really want to dive into Crumbl Cookie. But basically, Ninja Creamy came out maybe 2-3 years ago. Christmases, like it was a huge Christmas present, and they were really pushing it. And then a lot of videos started to come out of like it getting stuck, it just the process being too long, right? And so instead of taking that feedback, I feel like the company has let that content spiral, or at least when you go and search Ninja Creamy in TikTok, I don't even think you can search it on Instagram. They will like give you like recipes, but like as far as like reviews goes, it's the bad reviews are starting to outweigh the good reviews. And you have to really watch that, especially as a larger company, and even as a small company, the power that viewers have and that their opinion, every single one of them matters. Because I think with social media, we've definitely, I say it all the time, we've taken out that social aspect, that there is a person behind that user. And some are trolls, so to speak. Like some don't have anything to say, will never have anything to say, but some of it is constructive. And there is a way that you can inject yourself into the conversation creatively, again, but also strategically, to resolve the issue, and actually solve, even if it's not solving it right, that problem right away, addressing it in a way that the user feels heard, because then this product in particular isn't going to have the longevity that it could had they just simply,
It didn't.
known, yeah, either known about the reviews, which I think they know, but took it into account of like they are important and we need to do something about it. That's not, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the thing about it is that whether you're providing a product or a service, at the end of the day, you are serving. So
Yeah.
if your audience is telling you that they don't like what you are serving, you have to listen because it's not for you, it's for them.
And people have more power than, I think we want to give ultimately,
Yes.
especially, as I imagine as like a CEO of like, that kind of company, or like, for example, the CEO of Chipotle and his whole debacle, like that is, I mean, at the end of the day, who's buying the product, and so
Right. Who's
yeah.
paying your paychecks?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's better to be honest about it and be open to addressing it than turning a blind eye. Because when we're talking about the latest trends in marketing and what's happening next, this is millennial Gen Z behavior. Baby boomers probably still are gonna, and Gen Xers are probably still gonna buy the product. They're still gonna go to Chipotle. But when I tell you millennials and Gen Z, they're like, "Oh, I'm good on Chipotle.
Right. I'm
I'm
done.
good." When
I
were we
even
just talking about Kava, and we were like, "All right, we got Kava." Like, done.
yeah.
And then they don't have a future dollar. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And they can rebrand and reinvest and buy into another company, but why do that when he just could have put out a better video?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even I stopped eating Chipotle for a few years because it wasn't to the standard that it used to be.
Right, right.
So yeah,
We used to hold, for me, Chipotle was up here. You
I
couldn't, it
would
could not
travel.
win.
I
Yes,
would do that 20
you would
minute
go far.
drive for some Chipotle.
Exactly, exactly. And it's
Yes.
like, if the portions are low, like, and that's what people are saying, I'm not saying you do what you got to do on your profit margin.
Give
Do
them
what
that, that head nod.
okay, right, right. You got to give a head nod, y'all. Oh my gosh, that video is hilarious. We'll have to insert, but and edit it into this video. But yeah, just give a head nod, like no, that's not. It's not gonna work. Like
Right.
we all, yeah. And the whole video was just so like, just passive of like, oh gosh, these kids. You know what I mean? It gave that. It gave, I don't really care. And speak to that. What would you say about CEOs and camera confidence? Because I know that's your realm and space. How do you feel he needed a coach in that moment? Really?
Oh, yes, definitely. I think that people underestimate the power of words. I had a news director that always told me your words matter and your behavior on screen definitely matters. And people don't realize their body language until they're constantly seeing themselves on screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say to a CEO who, first of all CEOs should be coming on cam? Like, have you not taken advice or taken note of, like, even the Instagram CEO, even Mark, when he had to announce Meta, he had to announce that it was Meta. Who else were we going to listen to? Even the CEO of TikTok shows his face and announced the banning.
Yes.
It's important to be the face of your business, whether you want to or not, or at least have a Jake to your State Farm or a Flo to your Progressive. Like, somebody needs to be the center, and there needs to be a person attached to
Spokesperson.
it. Yes. And so what would you say to a CEO? What would you have said to him anyways for how he needed to step his game up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he has to approach the audience with care, right? This is your business. This is
Mm-hmm.
how you, at the end of the day, also pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to treat it like that. You can't be dismissive to people's feelings, especially when you're addressing the public. And also to get a if you know you don't have a powerful presence on camera, make sure you're handling that from the start, not
Mm-hmm.
just when there's a problem,
Yeah.
because it causes you to put your foot in your mouth, and it is about strategic communication at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. And so now our next segment is about Crumbl Cookie. And so Crumbl Cookie, basically, I mean, oh gosh, let's just pull up because this will be easier for me to just to screen share. Okay, so Crumbl Cookie. Oh my God, what is that?
I don't know. It's beauty.
Yes, it's earwax. Thank God there's
Oh.
a little cover there. Oh, I'm not a pimple watcher video. You know how some
Yeah,
people,
I'm not either.
I can't do it. Yeah. What was I gonna? Okay.
Crumbl.
So I'm just gonna type in Crumbl Cookie, right? And right here at the top, you immediately get reviews. That's all it is. Like, you can easily, go to Crumbl Cookie review, but just every single week there are people going in to try the flavors. And at first I was like, y'all, why are y'all talking about Crumbl Cookies so bad? Like, y'all are literally going to spend y'all's money and then say a negative review because nobody has anything good to say about it. Nobody's even like, oh, they're okay. Like, they're talking mad crap about them. You know what I mean? But I'm like, y'all are every week. Why I hate Crumbl Cookies. Like, just going in, right? And so I say this to say, of like, this is more millennial and Gen Z behavior. Again, it goes to, well, when does your dollar stop? Like, at what age do you start to care? You know what I mean? Or like, what is the cutoff age? And it shouldn't be any cutoff age is my point. Like it's forever, it's ongoing, right? You should always care about the next generation because that's the future stability of your business, of your company, right? No matter Fortune 500 or not. Like, and so my point being is that when as a collective, there are this many bad reviews when you're searched here. And this is how the majority of Gen Z for sure is getting their information. You have to take heed and listen. So this one creator, just to one of these random reviews, right? The founder of Crumbl Cookie responded, and you can see his response here, Be Better response. They're kind of going back and forth. So Be Better, he reached out and said, I tried the Crumbl Cookie reviews. I took a bite and I don't really like the cookie. And then the Sawyer here, the founder of Crumbl, he said, I bet he finished the box the next day. Be Better the next day goes and is like, nope, I didn't finish the box. It's still right here. That was his response. And then this is his response to that response, Sawyer's response to Be Better's video of saying like, nope, they were trash. I really didn't like them. He was like, yes, I think it's funny. You're allowed. Love you, by the way, just not your cookies. And then here is the founder of Crumbl Cookie, Sawyer, saying, hey, like, I understand you don't like them, blah, 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 blah. Check out the video. But this is the power of social media. And this is also how you should show up for your business and have a conversation and especially like this is a drop in an ocean full of negative reviews on Crumbl Cookie's end. Like he's only scratched the surface with the amount of views and how many people are dragging Crumbl Cookie. This is only the beginning. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that it's interesting because I kind of like that he responded and that there was this banter between them, even though it was a negative review. So I think that makes it more relatable. And I think also too, like with the way that Crumbl is set up, sure, people could hate their cookies that one week, but because they're always changing, it wouldn't necessarily make me stop buying Crumbl.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I know I'm not getting that flavor.
I like my flavor. I have, like I said, my iced oatmeal. I love me the lemon glaze, but I also know my mom and husband, they just do not like that kind of cookie. And to each, but when companies are out of marketing, like you really have people marketing for you. They will do it for you, and that can go one or two ways. Like there's really good or bad. So yeah. And I agree. I do think that it was good that he got in the mix. And
and I mean the way that, because I follow Crumbl on Instagram and I don't like heavily follow their page, but I've seen them do things like one time they were doing this like social test where they would tell a customer that came in like, hey, the person before you bought your cookies, you can take them and leave, or pay it forward again. And for the people that paid it forward, they actually gifted them with like $1,000.
Sweet. Yeah.
And they showed like most people were like, oh, thanks so much. Yeah, let me give me my free cookies.
Right.
No. About the $1,000 that we're waiting. So I think that overall Crumbl has a good sense of creating community, creating a following, and people may be leaving negative reviews, but having the CEO engage with somebody like that in a joking way shows that there's open conversation happening.
Yes, exactly. It shows a lot. It shows too that I feel like that is the new era that we're in. Whether you're a CEO or founder watching this and you're like, I don't really want to be in the limelight, get someone who is willing to be in the limelight. Like our agency, we outsource and partner UGC creators with companies so that you don't have to be the face of your company. You can have someone else be the face of your company, but it's necessary because you have to get visually involved if you're planning on scaling to the masses anyway.
I mean, think about even the way our country runs. We have a house speaker.
That's right. 100%. That's a very good and even then from yeah, that's a very good point and very true. Like everybody has to have their representative, you know, to represent the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
A voice for the company.
A voice for the company, exactly. And preferably a voice that is I don't want to say relatable, but willing to be relatable anyways, you know, and just be transparent and human in that sense. I don't think it needs, like, I think what, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what you do for CEOs and bringing that out of them is bringing out the human in them at a base level, you know, yeah. And I think that takes some coaching because it can be hard, especially when you started a business and you had no idea that you were going to even have to do
Yes.
that, you know. But that's what the time that we're in.
Yeah. And I mean, I hear people say it all the time. They feel like their story is not relatable, it's not relevant. And then I go into what their story is, and I'm like, how could you not think that that's relatable and relevant? Yes.
Anybody that says that, oh, they don't have a story, I'm just it no. I'm like, everybody has an amazing story that should be heard too, for whatever parts you're willing to share. I am a avid believer in just because social media is a place where you can share everything, you really don't have to.
Right.
But it is a lot of, I don't even want to say power, but like there is something special about being able to share your story and connect, right? Like I see me seeing the human in any brand or business is why I invest in a brand and business, down to the hair care that I have, down to the nails, like everything. Like it just, and it makes a big difference. It
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
I
Yeah.
mean, I heard a quote that said, you don't buy things because of who you are, but who you want to become.
Mm.
So when you create that element of,
Mhm.
I mean, I think even like with Rihanna coming out with her hair products now,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that ran to it were running because they loved Rihanna.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yes, well, I feel like we did a really good job. We did everything and good timing too. So I'm gonna end our live here, but for those that are watching, be sure to check out our other Content Confidence Weekly live videos, and then reach out if you have any questions regarding how to get camera confidence as a CEO and founder yourself, how to get a content strategy, even if you do have, whether you're have your CMO or you have your social media manager, digital director, we also coach and train to help them level up and make sure that they're staying relevant in the market. So yes, be sure to reach out. Our information will be in the description, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.